Well, let's now move to the aviation sector as an ease on restrictions pick up flight numbers, especially within the sub-region. The rollout of a vaccination campaign by government has instilled confidence in the general traveling and stimulated demand. Some airlines, such as Air Côte d'Ivoire, have announced more traveling options within West and Central Africa, despite the surge in the new Delta variant virus across the globe. But as this plays out, questions arise over the safety of air travels in these times. Well, aviation expert Sean Mendes joins us via Zoom to further explain what exactly is happening within our aviation space. We're so grateful, Sean, that you joined us. Well, how busy are flight schedules within the sub-region? If you could kindly unmute your microphone so we could hear you.
The West African sub-region is actually doing extremely well. I think Ghana might actually be leading all of Africa in terms of how the domestic traffic is recovering. We just had a chance to have a look at the first half of the year, that is January to June numbers, and these are in line with about 350,000 passengers traveled domestically in Ghana, which puts us on track for about 700,000 for the year. Now, to put that in perspective, there were 690,000 passengers in 2019, which was the last full year without any disruptions. So I think, Ghana's recovery, especially with domestic traffic, has been extremely strong. On the regional front, I think we're beginning to see a lot slower recovery, but the recovery is there nonetheless. And you see this, as you mentioned, as plenty of airlines are adding more capacity in the region. From Ghana itself, AWA has now gone to 3 times daily between Accra and Lagos. Air Peace has increased their Lagos to Accra flights to twice daily. They are restarting flights within the sub-region to Freetown and Banjul and elsewhere. Air Senegal is launching a new route to Freetown as well. So I think there's definitely a confidence in the sub-region as more and more vaccinations take hold and as people are able to travel with the right safety protocols, but are able to travel safely and, get the economy back up and moving again.
Airports are getting busy in the sub-region, but also our COVID-19 cases, Sean. With the emergence of a third wave amid the Delta variant, how do you analyze passenger safety?
That's a very good question. And I think there are a lot of places in the world which are taking very different approaches to it. Some places like Dubai, I was in Dubai last week and I was very impressed by, the steps that they're taking there in terms of testing and maintaining protocols and compliance with those. Other places are shutting down more. If you look at Australia, they're tightening up their border controls and so forth. But I think the key to this is you must have a robust strategy. And this is something I've been saying for many months now. Ghana did a very good job on implementing a border control strategy when borders reopened in September last year. The 2-phase testing protocol, where you test someone before departure and you test them again on arrival, has proven to be very successful in keeping imported cases out of Ghana. And that's no different with the Delta variant. If you look at Ghana, which is one of the most open countries in the world right now, the number of cases that are imported, despite being open to the US, to the UK, to parts of Africa and everywhere else, are not that high. And that is showing that the border controls are effective, that they are working, that they are not importing cases. And as long as you're able to have the confidence in that, you can continue to travel, you can continue to open up the economy without the fear of the Delta variant taking over the community circulation.
Great, but even as we're having this discussion, Sean, there are teething issues regarding the COVID passports, especially when the European Union has also placed specific restrictions for countries that use the AstraZeneca vaccines. How does this inform the mainstreaming of relinking airspaces, especially when many people feel that this directive by the EU's medical team is unfair?
I think a lot of things which are happening right now as things are just beginning to reopen, we will look back at in 3 months and say, why did we worry so much about it then? I think, a lot of it is a tempest in a teacup. The EMA, for example, the application for approving Covishield, the Indian manufactured AstraZeneca, is pending with them. It hasn't been approved yet, but at some point of time, it probably will be approved. At that point, there will not be an issue anymore. So, the first adopters of anything will always face additional costs, face additional scrutiny, and probably have more hurdles. But, 6 months ago, we used to say, oh, where are we going to get tests before we travel internationally? Today, you can get a test anywhere within a few hours. And, that has become pretty much a global standard. So I don't expect this to, certainly early adopters will face problems, but I expect that within 3 to 6 months, most of these issues will be settled. There will be a common standard that comes into play. It may not be a uniform standard, but it will be largely accepted. And I think, as I mentioned many months ago, testing will remain for now, and I think vaccination slowly and steadily, Africa being a little on the slow side in terms of vaccination numbers, will eventually wind up taking over as a key travel document, as it has for yellow fever and other inoculations throughout Africa since time immemorial.
Great. Well, let's see how that plays out. Sean, we're so grateful once again that you're able to help us with your thoughts on development within the aviation space. Sean Mendes actually is an aviation expert on development within Ghana's aviation sector.